Feeling overwhelmed by the challenges of being a single parent? You are not alone. Welcome to Single Parent Reset, the podcast that helps you navigate the ups and downs of single parenthood and find the balance you deserve. Whether you're a single parent, co-parent or solo parent, this is the show for you. I'm Orla and I'm a life coach for single parents and a single parent myself. For more about me and the services I offer, head to sudlescoaching.com. As a single parent, I know how hard it can be, but I believe every single parent has the strength to create a life that they are proud of. In each episode, we'll shine a light on the unique struggles single parents face and cover the aspects of single parenting that are often overlooked or left unspoken. I'll be sharing actionable steps to help you overcome these challenges and find more calm and fulfillment in your life. Single Parent Reset is your weekly opportunity to gain a fresh perspective, take back control, and feel more in charge of your journey. Have you ever been going about your single parent life feeling like things aren't so bad when you're actually doing pretty well? But then, out of nowhere, something big or small happens, and suddenly you're right back at square one, not knowing how you're going to pick up the pieces again. It could be something like a day when you're late for school pickup and the guilt takes over, or finding out that your ex has a new partner. Whatever the catalyst, these dramatic falls can be tough to bounce back from, especially when it feels like they're happening again and again. No matter where you are in your single parent journey, they often strike when you least expect it. Today, we're going to talk about the ways you can recover from these setbacks so you don't spend days or even weeks ruminating on everything that feels wrong. Instead, we'll focus on how to learn from the setback and come out even stronger. Being a single parent can often feel like a bumpy road. You may have reached a point where you're proud of how far you've come, feeling at peace with how things have turned out, or maybe you're still working towards that place. But one of the hardest things about the journey is that it can feel like one step forwards and two steps back at times. Unexpected situations can knock you right back to a place you thought you had left behind, pulling you into a cycle of negative emotions where it feels impossible to get back on track. These challenges can be big events like finding out your child is struggling at school, discovering your co-parent is having another child, looking at your finances at the end of the month and worrying about how you're going to make ends meet. Or even it can be the smaller moments that can knock you off kilter. A disagreement with your co-parents, realising you weren't invited to a friend's dinner, or even for me, I do this all the time, smashing a glass by accident in your house. So many glasses have been smashed. No matter the size, these setbacks can leave you feeling like you're making no progress at all. It's frustrating and disheartening and overwhelming. Trust me, I get it. I have been there time and time again, and I know for sure it's going to happen to me again. But today, I'm going to share some practical ways to handle these setbacks with ease and get you back on track so you don't stay stuck in those negative cycles. My most recent spectacular fall from grace was during the summer. It was a really hot summer's day, and I'm a fan of the heat, so I made the most of the lovely day. I spent the day out and about with my son, enjoying the hot weather. We were both hot and sticky from all the sweat and the sun cream and ice cream. To me, it was really just one of those perfect summer days with my son. It was handover day that day, so that evening we went straight from the park to drop my son off at his dad's house. And as it was a hot day, I had been drinking lots of water to keep myself hydrated. As we got nearer and nearer to my son's dad's house, I realised I was desperate for the toilet. I started to dance down the street in desperation. I said to my son, God, I really need to go to the toilet. To which he said the most logical solution, which was, I could just use the toilet at his dad's house. Now, this sounds logical, but to me, this posed a problem. I'd never actually been in his dad's house, as for my own reasons, I like to keep personal boundaries with my co-parenting, and this was one of them. But I also really needed the toilet. I was toying with what to do right up until we got to the door. And then when my son's dad opened the door, my son took the issue into his own hands and he started to bring me straight inside to the bathroom. Once I'd used the bathroom, my son was then so excited to show me his bedroom. Not wanting to make things awkward for him, I of course obliged and we climbed the stairs to his bedroom in his dad's house. Now, my son's dad has since been married since we separated, and I have more than processed all the feelings around that situation, and there was no lingering feelings there. However, walking through their shared home together, seeing pictures on the walls of all their happy memories together, was honestly like walking through a celebration and a shrine to everything that has caused so much hurt and pain in my life. And it took everything in me not to run out of the house screaming. But I let my son show me his room and said my goodbyes and then left. And wow, those emotions that hit me on the way home, they came on so hard and fast, and they were strong emotions. I was swinging wildly from extreme anger to deep upset. I wanted to scream. I felt all those emotions I had felt so many years ago resurface, and they were not the emotions I wanted to be revisiting. However, I had experienced setbacks before, and I knew by now that this did not mean I was back to square one. I knew that this feeling would pass and had the strategies to help me move forward and not let this one incident throw off my whole weekend. I'm sure you all have your own version of this, where you have, out of nowhere, have had something happen that has set off a surge of unwanted feelings and emotions that you just do not know what to do with and you do not want to be feeling. Whatever the setback, no matter how big or small, I'm going to share with you today, step by step, how you can overcome the challenges that can be sprung on you. The first thing you need to do is show yourself some compassion. When setbacks happen, it's easy to fall into a cycle of self-blame, thinking you're not doing enough or that you've failed. But let me get one thing clear. Setbacks don't define you. They are merely a hurdle to overcome. The next time you face a setback, say to yourself, it's okay to feel upset. This is just one moment and I can get through it. By giving yourself permission to feel without judgment, you are taking the first step to moving forward. Once we are coming from a more self-compassionate place, we can then start to look at our negative thoughts and reframe them. When things go wrong, it's so easy for negative thoughts to flood in. You could suddenly hear yourself saying, I'm a failure. I never get this right. This is when reframing is such a powerful tool. Instead of telling yourself you failed, try this. Say to yourself, this setback is tough, but it's a chance to learn and grow. Get into the habit of monitoring your self-talk. Start to notice when it becomes negative, and then pause for a second and reframe it into something more positive. Now, I'm going to say this does take practice, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. When it comes to setbacks, something that really helped me was when I started to accept and normalize how setbacks are bound to happen, no matter how hard I try to keep them at bay. So remember, yes, they will happen, but setbacks are not failures. They are just part of the process. And everyone experiences them. It is not just you. The key is not to let them derail your entire journey. When the setbacks happen, use them as an opportunity to learn about yourself and your capabilities and how you can become stronger. Think about a setback you've overcome in the past. What did you learn from it? How did you bounce back? Understanding what works for you and the more you reflect on what works for you can help you bounce back quicker. And also, reflecting on previous setbacks can act as a reminder that these setbacks are temporary and that you can and you will move past them. For some people, what's really good for them is starting to regain some sense of control. When a setback happens, it can make the whole world feel out of control. But what you can control are the small actions you take. If you're feeling out of control, think of one small thing you can focus on doing today. Maybe it's organising your finances for the week or calling a friend to talk about how you're feeling. These small acts build momentum and soon you'll start to feel like you're getting back on track again. The next point is all about having a support system. As single parents, we often try to do absolutely everything ourselves, but we're not meant to handle everything alone. Having a support system, whether it's friends, families, or other single parents, can make the world of a difference. Building a support network of people I trust, who can offer advice, support, or simply a listening ear when I need it, has been key for me to overcoming setbacks. Never hesitate to reach out when you're feeling stuck. It's okay to ask for help, and you don't have to do everything by yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is, yes, that topic that comes up time and time again, but it is self-care. I've even done a whole episode on self-care and how to make it work for you, and I highly recommend you listen to it if you haven't. But it is in situations like this that having a self-care toolkit is so important. Knowing what you can do to help regulate your emotions or to switch your mind off can really help. So whether it's going for a walk, reading a book, do whatever you need to prioritise your needs to help you get back on track. Remember, self-care is not selfish, it is essential. Something that might work for some people may not work for others, but is always worth a try, is journaling. Journaling is a really good tool to process emotions and gain clarity. So when you're going through a setback, writing about it can help you better understand your feelings and what triggered them. So set aside 5 minutes and think about a recent setback you faced. What happened during this setback? How did it make you feel? What's one thing I can learn from it? And what's one small action I can move forward? Answer those questions in a journal with pen and paper and see what comes up for you. My last point is zooming out and getting some perspective can really help things. When you're in the middle of a setback, it's so easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But if you take a moment and zoom out and think about how far you've come on this journey, instead of dwelling on the setback, look at all the progress you've made. Reflect on how far you've come and the positive changes you've already made. Even if it doesn't always feel like it, recognize the strength you've shown in the past and remind yourself that this moment is just a small part of a larger journey. This helps shift your mindset from focusing on the setback to seeing it as just one small moment in the context of your entire journey. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture and trust that you are moving forward even when it feels tough. So remember, setbacks are a natural part of life, and you are not alone in facing them. It's okay to have moments where things don't go as planned. What truly matters is how you rise up and move forward. By using these strategies I've shared today, you'll be better equipped to handle setbacks and come out even stronger on the other side. Think about a recent setback you faced. What's one small action you can take today to help move past it? It could be something as simple as shifting your mindset or reaching out for support. Remember, these setbacks that happen, they don't define you. They're just moments, and you have the strength to move through them. Start today and take that first step towards bouncing back stronger. If you're interested in working with me one-to-one, please go to my website solaccoaching.com for further details. And don't forget to follow my Instagram page @SolaceCoaching for more insightful content on living a life to be proud of as a single parent. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episodes of Single Parent Reset. You've taken 15 minutes out of your day to do something for you, and that alone is a step in the right direction towards living a life you deserve. If you find this useful, please share with your friends and family. Remember, many single parents may seem to have it all together, but this might be exactly what they need to hear to get them through this week. So do the kind thing and pass it on today. In next week's episode, I'm going to be covering the topic of decision making and how to become a more confident decision maker as a single parent.